सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। वेदव्यास याज्ञवल्क्य वैशम्पायनाद ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री आद्यशंकर सद्गुरवे नमो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। In today's Parayanam, we will be chanting 7th Anuvaka of Brahmananda Valli every day for some time, chanting of Upanishad mantras. Gra asit tato vai sadajayata tadatmanaggasvayam kuruta tasmat tat sukrutamucchata iti yadvai tat sukrutam raso vai saha रसगह्येवायं लब्ध्वानन्दे भवते को ह्येवान्यात् कः प्राण्यात् यदेष आकाश आनन्दो न स्यात् एष ह्येवानन्दयाति यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन् दृश्येनात्म्ये निलयने निरुक्ते निलयने भयम् प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अथसो भयं गतो भवते यदा ह्येवैष एतस्मिन्नुदरमन्तरं कुरुते अथ तस्य भयं भवते तत्त्वेव भयं विदुषो मन्वानस्य तदप्येष श्लोको भवते भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चम इति सैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवति युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते ये शतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानभियन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेति एतगं हवावन तपते किमहगं साधुना करवं किमहं पापमकरवमिति स य एवं विद्वानेते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते उभे हि वैष एते आत्मानग् स्पृणुते य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद ॐ सहनाववतो सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं तत् सम्प्रणीयते। ओम अथ प्रथमा वल्ली शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शिक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तः शिक्षाध्यायः। सह नौ यशः सह नौ ब्रह्मवर्चसम् अथातः संहिताया उपनिषदं व्याख्यास्यामः। पञ्चस्वधिकरणेषु अधिलोकमधिज्योतिषमधिविद्यमधिप्रजमध्यात्मं तामहासगाम इता इत्याचक्षते। अताधिलोकं पृथिवी पूर्वरूपं द्यौरुत्तररूपम् आकाशसन्धिः वायुस्सन्धानम् इत्यदि लोकम् अथाधिज्योतिषम् अग्निः पूर्वरूपम् आदित्य उत्तररूपम् आपस्सन्धिः वैद्युतसन्धानम् इत्यधिज्योतिषम् अथाधिविद्यम् आचार्यः पूर्वरूपम् अन्तेवास्युत्तररूपम् विद्यासन्धिः प्रवचनगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिविद्यम् अथाधिप्रजम् माता पूर्वरूपम् पितोत्तररूपम् प्रजासन्धिः प्रजननगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिप्रजम् अथाध्यात्मम् अधराहनुः पूर्वरूपम् उत्तराहनुरुत्तररूपम् वाक्सन्धिः जिह्वासन्धानम् इत्यध्यात्मम् इति महासंहिताः। य एवमेता महासंहिता व्याख्याता वेद सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनान्नाद्येन सुवर्गेण लोकेन। Up to this we have seen. By studying all these Shastras, Upanishads, by the grace of Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara, by now we must be clear about the necessity for you and I as a human being to evolve in our lives. Evolution is effortless, problemless happiness. to become effortlessly, problemlessly, continuously happy. These are the few things we have to have in our life. Some are the things to be known, some are the things to be worshipped, and some of the things to be done. All those things put together only makes us evolved in terms of being more and more consistently happy with lesser and lesser troubles and problems. In all these things of doing, knowing, and worshipping our upasana, if we lack, then our evolution level will be less, means more and more struggles and efforts, and lesser will be our sukha, shanti, or happiness. So we have seen the upasana required to be done. First of the Shanno Mitra Ityadi. Then we also have done the learning of the Siksha Dhyaya exhaustively. Then we also have understood in the introduction only the thing to be known and realized and abided is about our own Sarupa, our own real essential self. Then one of the important thing which we were seeing till yesterday was about the Samhita Upanishad, where just look at the world, see the great grand show that is happening, then acknowledge it, accept it, participate in it, and contribute to it, rather than troubling it, rather than becoming a burden to that. So the Adhiloka Samhita Upanishad, Adhijyotisha Samhita Upanishad, Adhividya Samhita Upanishad, Adhipraja Samhita Upanishad, then Adhyatma Samhita Upanishad. These all, if you done regularly, it gives a training to continuously observe in the world where the two aspects of Paramatma coming together in a mutual, beautiful blend for something glorious to happen. And in that glorious happening itself, there is fulfillment. There is nothing more to be done, or nothing more to be achieved, or nothing more to be added or subtracted. In this way, when we develop the upasaka in us and see the world as upasya and do the upasana of observance, upasana of understanding, upasana of accepting, upasana of adding from our side, if at all we can add, that adds to our ananda. Like Adhividya Upasana, Adi Jyotisha Upasana, as well as this Adi Praja Upasana. So, thus, learn to be a Upasaka when you are in the world outside. Learn to be Jnata when we are in the world within us. And in the same world, the expression of Upasana is always in terms of what can be added from my side for making this world more beautiful, more wonderful. And sometimes my mere presence is an addition. Sometimes my absence is an addition. Sometimes my doing something is an addition for the beauty of the world. Whatever required, learn it and keep doing. Is it not? This is how we have to do. And in this way, when we do, the totality blesses us. The divinity, the infinite Bhagavan's Kripa is on us. That will be in the form of the Sandhiyate with all these six things. It includes to say that all that is required for your effortless, comfortable happiness, they are all provided. A sample of those are these six things with which we are given Sandhi, means we are tuned to, we are yoked to, we are blessed with. What are the six things which are the result of the Samhita Upanishad? Are Prajaya. Praja we have explained exhaustively. The Santati, if you are parents, then the relative circle. See, when the life of an individual is filled with Praja all around when he goes, wherever the Praja of the friends, it's a beautiful life. वो आनंद भी होना है. When we seek the Paramatma Ananda, Brahmananda, Tattvananda, that time we reject all this, knowing that all these mithya are limited. But before that, the Ananda of this Praja. And then if he is a Guru, then the Praja of his own disciples. If he is a political leader, the Praja of his own, the ministers, members, and the subordinates. Sandhiyate Prajaya. That beautiful. And Praja means Prakarashena Jananam, means such type of people will be born in you, around you, that they only add happiness to you, not misery. Only the contributors will come in our life. That is the blessings secret hidden when we do the Samhita Upanishad, Samhita Upasana, Sandhi Upasana, and not difficult at all. And observe the world, study Shastra, learn from the Guru, know the rules, regulations, implement them, and be in that happy world of Praja. So too we saw yesterday the meaning of what is the meaning of Pasubhihi, and expanded meaning also we have seen the need of this Pasu Sampada in our lives, comfort and happiness. Every Pashu in its own way. Some Pashus are very near to us to help us, some are little distant they are to help us, some are far away. Many of the Pashu we don't even see them, but they contribute for our own lives. Glory. In our lifetime, we might have not seen some animals, birds, but like खेत जोतने वाले बैल को देखा ही नहीं होगा, बट वो जिंदगी भर हमारे लिए काम कर रहा है, अनाज वगैरह उगाते हुए. So that's how the Pashubhi means the nearest Pashus of cows which you give the milk, more nearest Pashus of all the bacteria which help us in making curd, milk as curd, etc. So Pashubhi means in an expanded meaning all those non talking, non intelligent, but prompted by the nature, they work and live in which our own benefit is there. They're all called as Pashubhihi. Then Pakshi also there in that. Fishes are also added in that. हर एक चीज अपना अपना काम कर रहा है. यो तालाब में पानी शुद्ध क्यों होता है पीने को? Because the fishes eat away, take away all the dirt there. They are doing their own job of helping us. Mendak is doing its work. Kachua is doing its work. They're all adding to the beauty of the world. And some Pashus, as we said yesterday, don't directly help us in terms of any of the food or any of the service, but their presence adds to the beauty. A koel's cuckoo or a nachna of the moor. So they're all adding to the ananda of us. When I'm in a gloomy situation, dukhi. So when I see that peacock dancing, that dukkha goes away. That is enough for the contribution of that pashu. And how many people with the pashu at home, of dogs or whatever, or even the parrots, talking to them, they come out of their dukkha. Is a pashu. In whatever the way, if a being is not required for the world, the Lord would have not made that being to exist. If it is there, means it is contributing. The only one who is consuming more, destroying more, contributing very less is you and I, the human being. All other beings, they consume only that much which is required for their survival, and their entire life is contribution only. It's very subtle. The titili doesn't know that it is shifting the pollen grains from one to the other. It is doing it. It has its own beautiful contribution in that. Everything. A honeybee collects the honey from that flowers. This world is so it's only we have to come out of our narrow mind intellect and see with unbiasedness to the world. We see every being in the world as so beautiful. So wonderful. A snake in its own movement, it is doing its own work. All the earthworms, if they are not there, the soil will never become fertile. The wood, the sheep, the wool they give us, everything. Pashubihi. Here, Pashubi means not the Pashus giving me the Sukha only, Pashus who, with their own presence, making the world beautiful, and also they, in their own contribution, evolving themselves also. Every Jiva is evolving, whether it is in human life, body, or Pashu body, whatever. Always doing something alone is not evolution. Just allowing the prarabdha to get exhausted, the nature to function through us, that is also part of evolution. So, Pashubihi Sandhiyate. In fact, let the Pashu also grow. Let the Pashu also contribute. Let the Pashus also be happy. Even this prayer is so beautiful. Shamno Astudvipade, Sham Chatushpade. We have learned all those mantras already. A human being in his true evolution desires for the well being of all beings along with his own. So, prajaya pashuvihi. Wonderful. Even a swine doing its own work. अपना वो काम कर रहा है contribution इस दुनिया में. Then any of the pashus creating problem to human is because of human beings' misbehavior with them. So the monkey pox comes to us because we chid of the monkey. The chicken pox comes because we troubled them. The bird flu, the swine flus are man-made. Yeah, those animals by nature, they also within themselves by the God's grace have the control aspect of their own breeding. To that extent, Bhagwan takes care. You will never see overpopulation of any animals. They get extinct because of our stupidity, but there is no overpopulation. होगा ही नहीं. Human being they become too much uncontrolled. उनका टाइम ऑफ मेटिंग होता है, नंबर ऑफ द प्रोजेनी चिल्ड्रन होता है, एवरीथिंग इज सिस्टमैटिक इन द नेचर. दे दे oblige the nature, abide by the rules of the nature, therefore nature takes care of them. Only the human being who is the one goes out of control discipline because of his excessive freedom, causing harm to himself, to the nature, to all the other beings also. So sandhiyate prajaya, the intelligent human beings will be around us, loving us, taking care of us. Pashubihi, the non-intelligent, all beings will be there, innocently helping us, adding to our joy. The third one is Brahmavarchasena. Always in the remembrance of Brahman, in the remembrance of the truth, in the remembrance of the Lord, in the remembrance of the reality. In that remembrance, recognizing His greatness, recognizing His blessings, and acknowledging His contribution to us, and having our gratefulness towards Him, and seeking His help wherever we require. All that is called as Brahmavarchasena. Brahmavarchas is very easy for to understand because we are attending our Bhagavata class in the evening where the Lakshanas of the Sattva Guna are explained. You remember that yesterday? Brahmanaha. And then we explained that those who are always aware about the truth behind, that about the reality behind, and from that standpoint only everything they calculate. They don't allow any of misunderstandings in them to conceal or cover the expression or the knowledge about that Paramatma. They are Sattva Guni. They are not giving value to the mind, which is Rajoguna. They don't give value to their own Indriyas and bodies, which is Tamoguna. Brahma Varchasena. In short, in his presence, for everybody also, the Brahman, the Paramatma, the truth, the reality, the nobility, the honesty, the positive values, they are reminded. He is a mobile book of all values, virtues, wisdoms. He need not even speak. Like when you look at Gurudev, he need not speak, but a presence itself invokes the divinity in us. An attitude of gratitude or respect or reverence or salutation or seeking some knowledge guidance from him. That expression is called Brahmavarcha. Because in doing this Samhita Upanishad, as we told many a times, that we are rising above our petty paltry mind and its imagination projections called as all the durgunas of either Kamakrodadi or Ragadveshadi or Durguna, whatever it may be. When we are rising above them through the Upasana, and also maintaining the thought that such a glorious thing is happening because of somebody behind, that definitely invokes within us all the positivity, divinity. Therefore, the Brahma Varchas come to us. Brahma Varchas means bhakti in the Pauranika Bhasha, then Tattva Jignasa or the Jnana in the Vaidika Bhasha. And remember, this awareness about the divine behind, either you call it bhakti or Jnana, alone is the one which protects us from the Maya. Savdhani Hati, Durgatna Gati. The moment we forget the Brahma Varchas or Brahma Tattva or Paramatma, immediately the Maya overpowers. Maya, the moment overpowers, I am different, world is different, world is to be enjoyed by me, therefore I will command world, demand world, expect from the world. If the world doesn't give, I will destroy it. The world may be things, the world may be beings, the world may be nature. That type of Rakshasa pravrutti comes. Rakshasas use Maya. Na, Maya uses Rakshasas. जो भगवान को भूल गए वो माया के जाल में आ गए, फिर वो सोचते हैं कि हमारे पास माया शक्तियां हैं, देन दे आर डिस्ट्रॉइंग द वर्ल्ड. You know, like we think we are talking, but the talking is misguiding us if we are not aware. Like we think we are doing something into the worldliness only is distracting us. To know that the reverse process, it requires little wisdom. Anyway, so Brahmavartasena Sandhiyate. Such a congratulating, self congratulating thing it is if in my heart always the Paramatma alone is dominant or predominant. When you are sleeping, at that time, you are sleeping while taking the name of the Lord. How beautiful it is. Even if you are getting a dream, you are in some pilgrimage, having darshan of Lord, not standing in line of prasadam. Okay. So when you get up in the morning, the Rama Krishna is coming out of our mouth. And in the day schedule, lot of the time is scattered for this divinity. This is the fulfillment, whether we know it or not. That will come to us. Brahmavarchasena. The Vani speaks the truth, the reality, the God. The heart throbs for the experience of the God or with the experience of the God. And there is firmness, there is a conviction, not a vagueness or doubtfulness about the presence of Paramatma. Many of us speak about God, but with all doubts. हमको ही पूरा भरोसा नहीं होता. हाँ, मंदिर है, जाए तो जाए, नहीं तो नहीं जाए. मंदिर है, there is a God, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुआ. Thousands of devotees are blessed by that Lord. We are also one of them. He will bless us. I am going, I am doing his puja, and I am doing parikrama, I am sitting there, I am doing my japa, my prarthana, and my pranams. How many of us go with that faith? But Brahmavarchasena means that type of firm speaking about the presence of the divinity. I have seen the Lord like that. I am experiencing the Lord in the form of His grace at every moment, in every aspect of my life. That sort of attitude is called a Brahmavarchas. So Saidhantika Brahmagnana is there. Then Brahmagnana Anubhava Prapti Prayatna of Dhyanadi are there. Sometimes even the glimpses of the Anubhava also may come. Just it gives a flash of that Samadhi Anubhava. Bhagavan again takes away. He says, ये तो मैंने अनुग्रह के लिए दिया. Now you have to work for it. And you want that happiness again, then you have to exhaust all your vasanas. Your bhautika vada, your dehadi upadhadatmya. All that when you give it up, then permanently I give you. Sample. That also part of Brahma Varchas. And as we said now, is every activity is based on Paramatma as the means as well as the goal. He is the means as well as he is the goal. In one of our texts, we are seeing that in Ramayanam, that topic is coming. In Bhagavatam, that is topic is coming. He alone is the means. He alone is the goal. Vishnu Sahasranama. Margaha, Neyaha, Nayaha, Anayaha. Yesterday we saw. This is called Brahmavarchas. Non-Brahmavarchas is what? God is not at all there in our activities, discussions, involvement. Only the world and I am there. And that also no respect to the world. It is my servant. This is wrong notion, is wrong concept. Expand our vision and see. We are part of the world to be a servant. We are not master of the world. We have to be the master of our upadhis. We have to be master of our unnecessary stupidity. Not the master of the world. We are servant of the world. World is expression of God. That thing naturally it is in the heart. It's called as Brahmavarchasena. So Sandhiyate Prajaya, what a joy. Sandhiyate Pashubhihi, great it is. Sandhiyate Brahmavarchasena. Then Sandhiyate Anya Annadhyena. Annadhyena Sandhiyate. You know? See, remember, there is availability of all the Annadi Vastus. Pancha Jnanendriya Vishay. Even the Mana Vishaya of Prema coming from somebody. They are available. And our faculties are also intact. And we are able to be attentive. enjoy them or contact them with full choice and freedom. Nobody is controlling or restraining. More than all that, there is a contentment and satisfaction. That is called as annadhyena. So I'm hungry, the good tasty food in right quantity is there, and I am given freedom to eat that food. I ate the food, but more than that, contented inside, not greedy. So much we ate, still we are having no satisfaction or greed is there, then that eating has not given me fulfillment. That all is again the mind's diseases they are. सब खाया फिर भी लगता है और कुछ खाना था. Why that disease? एक खाओ या दो मिले, दो खाओ, तीन खाओ, खुश रहो. That's called anna adhyana. Every anna gives that trupti to us. It's our own mind's mismanagement that keeps away the trupti and creates the lobha again, and we want more, more, more. That more is to we have to throw away from us. Contented personality we have to create. So he will become Annadhyena. Annadhya, the Lakshana is what? The ability to say, I am contented and satisfied, I don't want any more. What a great quality it is. Honestly from the heart. Not worrying about again the next meal or tomorrow फ्रिज में लगाओ इधर लगाओ कल खाए परसों खाए है तो खाए नहीं तो नहीं अलग बात but not having that any of the further thought about any विषय वस्तु और भोग. That's called annadya. So you have given 15 minutes for the food, fully involved in that 15 minutes to enjoy. After that, for the next 4 hours, not even one thought of the food. That contentment while having that food, even after the food, and again after 4 hours, it is hunger that is asking me to take food, and to make the hungry me happy, let me have good food, whatever I can afford. There's no sin. Only bhojana when it becomes lakshya, and for that we create all nonsense of adharma and we become slave to all the tasty organs, then there is pap. Otherwise, Bhagavan has given it. भगवान को भूलने में प्रॉब्लम है, जगत में रहने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ऑल सेंट्स सेज आर इन द सेम वर्ल्ड. इफ यू गिव गुरुदेव कॉफी टी ही विल टेक इट. भगवान का प्रसाद है. प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट देयर. प्रॉब्लम इज फॉरगेटिंग भगवान. So, that's why if you see in that, Prajaya Pashubhihi Brahmavarshasena Annadena, if you really look into them, each one of them, which is your homework, you can see all the sources of Ananda are coming to us without missing the mere source of Ananda called as Paramatma. So, the main source of Ananda, Paramatma, is monthly salary. And all other sources of Ananda are the increments, or the incentives, or the bonus. Enjoy both. We want bonus without salary because we are not working. Because when you work, then only salary comes. After salary, the bonus. इसको नौकरी नहीं bonus कहाँ मिलता है? So we want the bonus, not the original salary, because we're not contributing. Anyway, so Annadhyena is understood. Availability of the things, our readiness or the fitness of the in faculties, and they're contacting them and feeling that contentment to the extent that we are able to say, I am satisfied, it's enough, no more I want, fully wholehearted. Not like when you go to some function, somebody's house, they keep on offering ले लो ले लो. हम कहते हैं नहीं नहीं, out of obligation, but अंदर लगता है अरे ले जा ले जा. Is it not in the mind that this is? But some dignified people are there. Honestly, they take one or two things and they say, I am full satisfied. That's called as Annadhyena. Annadhyam means eatable food, listenable sounds, lookable forms, touchable touch, tastable taste, whatever are there, smellable smells, सारे इनको satisfactorily मिलते हैं. Means what? जो मिलता है उनसे satisfy हो जाएगा. He is not making a fuss or issue of anything. How beautiful it is. Like in a buffet system. So many are there. Whatever you want, you take it, wash your hand. That is called Annadhyana. You need not eat everything. मर जाओगे. And you need not cry also कि should I eat or not. जितना हजम कर सकते हो उतना खा ले बस. Annadhyana. Then Suvargena, the beautiful explanation. Mm, very exhaustively we saw. The Suvargena means Finally, there should be a contentment in our life for the life lived by us. That's called Swarga. That is called Swarga while being on this in this world. Whatever that are there, Sukhas of Swarga, here also. So what are they? Long life, a part of Swarga. Healthy life, not having any disease. Else 90 years lived, but उसमें 70 साल बीमार है. काहे का जीना? Long life is a very good Swarga. We should never die early. मैक्सिमम 100 साल जीना ही है. शतमानम भवति शतायु पुरुषः. यू शुड नेवर थिंक फॉर लेस. मैं जल्दी मरूंगा ऐसा नहीं मांगना. खुद भी कभी भी नहीं. आई वांट टू लिव 100 years, दैट्स इट. प्रे फॉर इट इन फैक्ट and live that 100 years healthily. In that, all the three aspects: fulfill all our duties, fulfill all our desires, then fulfill the main mission called as spiritual evolution. Jitna ho sake. That is Swarga. And in that Swarga, all those things which we have said, Pashubi, Prajaya, Pashubihi, Brahmavarcha, Annadya, all of them are added. In short, contented the life. नौकरी बहुत बढ़िया किया है. सोशल सर्विस जितना हो सका उतना किया. देशभक्ति डन. धर्म सेवा डन वेरी वेल. सोशल एप्लीकेशंस डन. टेकन केयर ऑफ द फ्रेंड्स वेरी गुड. सब टिक 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 टिक. दैट्स कॉल्ड अ सुवर्गीण. नॉट मिसिंग समथिंग एंड सेइंग अरे यार ये भी किया होता अच्छा है ना. पिलग्रिमेज अच्छी तरह हो गया. दान धर्म अच्छा हो गया. यज्ञ याग अच्छा हो गया. उपासनाएं अच्छे हो गए. गुरु सेवा बढ़िया सा किया. कहने के वास्ते नहीं, इनसाइड इनफैक्ट स्वर्गीण. सो इंद्रिय सुख बढ़िया. नींद लगी है. कुछ लोग सब मिलते हैं लेकिन एक ही रोग. आई डिड नॉट स्लीप स्वामी जी इवन इन योर क्लास. Some people miss that ananda of the nidra. Some have only nidra ananda, no other thing. That is called swargena. स्वर्ग में यही होता है. Proper food, proper sleeping, proper friends, proper love, proper इंद्रिय सुख, proper respect, name and fame. ये सब है वहाँ. Don't get tempted and don't become स्वर्गवासी मेरे को छोड़कर. कट्टे जाएंगे. So स्वर्गेण. Suvargena. Oh, beautiful. Then Lokena. Suvargena, Lokena can go together. Suvargena, if you separate it, Lokena means even the words higher than Swarga. In Saraga, there is Ananda, but there is many multifold Ananda and temporary Ananda and reflected Ananda. In the higher worlds, there is Ananda source we are aiming at. In the lokas which we are mentioning from yesterday, day before, the Maharloka, Janoloka, Tapoloka, the Satyaloka, Adi mein, there is a aim at reaching to the source of Ananda. Here, Ananda is coming from the source, we are enjoying it. But there we are going to the source. Like Swarga Ananda is taking bath in Gangaji, wherever she is there. Brahma Ananda or reaching to the source of Ananda is going to Gomukh itself. Gomukh from where Gangaji starts. That itself, it's a fulfillment. There you need not go 2 times. Go once, it's fulfillment. गंगा स्नान डेली करना पड़ता है. वहां एक बार दर्शन हो गया, स्रोतस जो कहते हैं, इट्स अ फुलफिलमेंट. सो टू सुवर्गेण लोकेन मीन्स that lokanam. Lokena means lokanam. Lokanam means drushti, darshanam, where we have visualized the source of happiness. That also will be ours if we start our Samhita Upasana, in which 5 samples are given, and every moment of our life we should be only in that attitude. Make it nature. Everything is effort, habit, nature, good or bad. We made the bad things effort for bad things, and they have become habits, and that has become nature. Make the good things practiced, then slowly you can see habit of good thing develops like our regular class, and it has become nature. And I'm always happily surprised to see you all people. सुबह सुबह 8:30 बैठ के 8:30 को बैठ जाते हो क्लास में. दोनों डाउट होते हैं मेरे को, इनको मेरे ऊपर शास्त्र को और इतना प्रेम है या कोई काम धंधा नहीं है. How wonderful it is. Tension, you come and sit in the class regularly. That itself is. So, Brahma Varchasena Nadena Swargena Lokena, it is only question of little struggle and effort till it becomes habit, and the habit when it becomes a nature. उसके बाद it's natural. Like naturally you go for having your tea, coffee, no effort. Nobody is born with tea, coffee. But we made a practice, then it became a habit, then it is nature. When you practice it, when you are making it a habit, there is a little effort. Once it becomes nature, it is a joy. So let us have the pure joy of naturally visualizing the presence of Paramatma, who is not seen but can be felt in the huge phenomena of this world, where every moment there is a Purva Rupa, Uttara Rupa are coming through that Sandhi and getting the Sandhanam. Everything is in this way. एंड इट्स अ म्यूचुअल लेन देन, दोनों एक दूसरे कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री पूरक है. मन है तो देह है तो मन है, एक नहीं है दूसरा है तो उसका फुलफिलमेंट नहीं होता. एवरीवेयर टीचर इज देयर, डिसेबल इज देयर, टुगेदर ओनली जॉय. Wife is there, husband is there, they only together joy, and to that couple children are there, then only the fulfillment. Prithvi is there, Swarga is there, they are complementary to each other. That is how the Samhita Upanishad taught us. Purvarupam, Uttarupam, Sandhihi, Sandhanam. In this world, that's what is happening. And all it is supported by one substratum behind. So, in this way, so far, in whatever the time we have spent, we tried our best to explain or understand all the aspects. First, the Bhashyakara's Upodghata Sambandha Bhashya, why we have to study the Brahma Vidya, Brahma Tattva Upanishad. Then we saw exhaustively the explanation about every word meaning of Shanno Mitra Mantra. Then we studied Siksha Adhyaya, these 6 words only for only almost 4 5 days. What is the meaning of Varna, Swara, Matra, Valam, Sama, Santana? Then we entered into the study of our this Samhita Upanishad. That we have to reflect more and more for that knowledge to get deeply embedded in our hearts. And one sentence goes without saying, though we don't need to say, but without saying it should be understood. Still, we say, what is that? The exclusiveness, when it doesn't come for the study of Shastra, the Shastra Jnana will not stay with us. As long as Adhyatmika sadhana is the part of other aspects of the life, or all aspects of the life, then Adhyatmika sadhana's ruchi or taste we will not get. Whether we follow it or not, like it or not, the truth we are telling. Slowly we have to come to the exclusiveness of spiritual sadhana. Matlab, only this, no other. Then only the true joy comes. Like any food when you eat. अब दाल चावल मिला के खा रहे हो तो you have दृष्टि exclusively on that, then you'll enjoy. While eating dal, your idea thought is on the acharya, papad, then you don't know how to eat. Even in the Vishaya Sukha also, exclusiveness gives us extra happiness. Cinema dekh rahe ho, to should not remember satsang. You will not enjoy cinema. Is it not? You should forget Swami and all. Swami, हम आपको आगे बैठ कर भी भूल जाते हैं. Is it not? So too, we have that's why that Vanaprastha ashrama, where we slowly get rid of all the grahastra brahmacharya, whatever we have done. Once that is done, then take up sannyasa. What is sannyasa? Exclusively dedicated for spirituality. 100 साल की उम्र में चाहे 5 साल भी करो, लेकिन करो. उस 5 साल में बाकी कुछ ऐड नहीं करना. That itself gives such a great joy. Mix up करोगे ना, then we are not doing justice to that. It's every day, like you do puja. Do 15 minutes, but don't involve other things. पूजा करते हुए हाथ में सेल फोन भी है और that is not correct way. Do 15 minutes of 24 hours, but only that. Is it not? In the same way, a later stage of life where we have to say thank you, enough, goodbye to all and enter. Then only the Upanishads rasa or Vedanta rasa or Adhyatmika rasa aswadana we can have. Raso Vaisaha, everything, even Bhagwan, Rupa. Don't look at 10 forms and don't compare the Lord's form with your form or your grandchild's form. ये सब छोड़ो बस कृष्ण का सुंदर मुखारविंद enjoy the 10 minutes. Wonderful. In this way, we have to slowly learn. These small little things only called as maturity. They only add beauty to the life. Just like इतना सब्जी दाल बनाया लेकिन इतना नमक ही उसको टेस्ट देता है. Without that, what is the use? In the same way, life may small principles make lot of difference, which we generally don't mind or neglect them. When we are told, when we accept it, when we add them, then we can see the joy of it. One of the thing is exclusively sadhana. Have guts to tell to the people around and to yourself. Daily 6 classes, please don't disturb me. Swamiji is disturbing. So don't allow anybody. In that way, exclusiveness. Exclusive upasana, exclusive japa, exclusive shravanam, exclusive swadhyaya, exclusive mananam, exclusively dhyanam, exclusive japa. उतने में उसने उसी में मैं हूँ, इधर उधर नहीं रहेगा. एक्सक्लूसिव पिलग्रिमेज, बस गए उस क्षेत्र में, उस भगवान का, वो गुरु महाराज का पूरा अनुग्रह पाया. This is how we will help us more, benefit us more. बात ये है, okay? Now comes one of the most beautiful topic of the Upanishad, where we are given the sadhana, both for sadhana of upasana as well as yajna, to invoke the grace of Paramatma in the form of Omkara to bless us first with Medha, second with Shri. See, we are talking about Upanishad which talks about Brahma Vidya. But in the Upanishad also, along with Brahma Vidya, the need of Medhas, the need of Shri is mentioned, and specific mentioning of the Upasana Japa to be done for the Medha, and also Yajna Havan has to be done for Shri. The details also are given. Therefore, just by studying some Vedantic Granthas, Naham Dehosmi, Naham Jivosmi, Naham Intelligent Asmi, Naham Useful Asmi, and then it is not. Spirituality is all inclusive with the clarity of what to what extent. कौन सी चीज कब तक उसको जानकर वह करके वो छोड़कर फिर हायर साधना में जाना स्पिरिचुअलिटी. स्पिरिचुअलिटी इज नॉट दैट फास्टिंग सो मच दैट बेहोश हो गए. अरे किसने कहा हो? और स्पिरिचुअलिटी ये भी नहीं है कि इतना खाए कि फिर बेहोश हो गए. स्पिरिचुअलिटीज ऐसे खाए जो होश में रहे स्पिरिचुअलिटी करने के लिए. Is it not? And I like this portion so much, wherein one of the topmost mantras. Now, from today, target for you. Shanno Mitra mantra and this Yaschandasaam mantra. आप लोग मेरे मरने से पहले 11,000 बार इस मंत्र को बोलना. Don't ask me कब जा रहे हैं, I don't know. But keep some time limit and chant them. I tell you the blessings of all the Mitra Varuna and Vayu there, and also here the Omkar Rupara Brahma will see to it that all obstacles, hindrances, inner and outer are removed. We are made to travel smoothly on the path to reach the goal. इतना शक्ति इन वेद मंत्रों में. आज है 6/6/22 today's date. इनको प्रैक्टिस कर. It is my humble request. I can't order you. फॉर आंसर मैं तो करूंगा. मैं तो ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट कर दिया. कल ही मेरे 2 माला हो गए. उससे पहले हुए आई विल डू. So what is the topic we are discussing in this 4th Anuvaka? Invocation from the Parabrahma Paramatma in the form of the Omkara. From him we are requesting to give us Medhas. We are requesting them to give us Shri. First mantra talks about Medha Kamanam. Second talks about Shri Kam. And it's very intelligent way. पहले मेधा दिमाग मांगो पहले, बाद में पैसे. है ना? दिमाग के साथ पैसे यूज करना पता आता है. बिना दिमाग का पैसे ही हमारे लिए शत्रु बनते हैं. So this is how a very connective, beautiful topic. First, let us see Bhagwan's अनुबंध भाष्य संबंध भाष्य. ओम अथ चतुर्थ अनुवाकः शिक्षावल्लीं तैत्तरीय उपनिषत् तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकं श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदम् अवतारिका. भगवान वाटी सेस की यह छंदसाम इति मेधा कामस्य श्री कामस्य च तत्प्राप्ति साधन जप होमौ उच्येते. समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु ततो मे श्रियम आवह इति च लिंग दर्शनात्. See the simplicity and completeness in Bhagavan Sri Bhashyakara's comment. What the Rishi in the Upanishad has given, and to that what commentary is going to give in beginning only, he is giving us introduction, so that we are prepared mentally with what we are going to study. And the topic itself is so interesting and inspiring. Definitely we do the study of that with all the enthusiasm, and there is no ambiguity, absolute clarity. Every one of us need Shri in our life. Every one of us need Medha in our life. Without these two, life is empty. Shri for both purposes of comfortable, happy living. Second, all the Shri at a later stage has to be utilized only for doing those spiritual activities of Yajna, Yaga, Upasana, Ityadi, by which all our Antakarana Shuddhi happens. मोस्ट ऑफ अस डोंट डू द यज्ञ उपासना क्योंकि उतना पैसे नहीं है. तो वी मस्ट हैव लॉट ऑफ वेल्थ इन दिस उपनिषद. इन द भाष्य यू विल सी इतना धन के लिए मांगे जाते, इतना धन, इतना सरप्राइजिंग उपनिषद which says in other context न कर्मणा न प्रजया न धनेन, here he says धन काम श्री काम. इतना धन इतना हो जाए कि I will be able to do all the upasana, all the yajna, all the worships of all devatas as mentioned in Purana and Itihasa, so that all my inner impurities gone, अंतःकरण शुद्ध. सो उपासना और कर्मयोग से अंतःकरण शुद्ध होता है, और उसके लिए जो धन इत्यादि चाहिए वो जरूरी है. And that dhana is not for the bhog, then in that case there is no worst enemy than the dhana. उस समय तो हमको मांगना चाहिए भगवान आधा रोटी दे दे, उससे ज्यादा चाहिए नहीं, नहीं तो मैं भोगी रोगी बन रहा हूं. Nothing I should have for the bhoga, but the dhana is required. And it has its own implications. Lot of things can be discussed. I'll not tell all that. एक बात ये है, with my wealth, when I do lot of these spiritual activities for my antakarana shuddhi, not only my antakarana shuddhi is happening, but its tradition and parampara of doing these upasanas is maintained. And in that, when we are inviting all the people, not only they participate and get benefited, they also get inspired. And today's world are full of jealousy and competition. It's such a beautiful thing. You can make everybody spiritual by creating jealousy and competition in them when you do it. घरों में होता है कि नहीं? है ना? बड़ी बहू सिनेमा जा रही है, घूमने जा रही है, क्लब में जा रही है, छोटी बहू भी ज्वाइन हो जाती है ना. सासू माँ को अकल है तो बड़ी बहू से पूजा हवन जो कराना है, छोटी भी करेगी. You understand it? Because they are all jealous. She has gone to Badri. मैं बद्री, केदार, गंगोत्री, जमुनोत्री सब जाऊंगी. मैं गोमुख की जाऊंगी. She will have competition. See, these negative things of jealousy can also be used positively. Create that jealousy in the people that they will do more sadhana. That's how also Bhagavan's Maya, but acts positively. कितने स्पिरिचुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक दूसरे को देखकर जेलसी से ये भी करते हैं, पर उससे धर्म का फायदा हो रहा है. हाउ मेनी पीपल कॉपी गुरुदेव संस्था, they are doing now we don't need to do Gita competition because 100 organizations are doing. Let us do Upanishad competition now. Some of them inspired, some of them liked, some of them saw the benefit, few of them also jealousy. I'm just telling, though the word used is negative, jealousy, but let us give that inspiration to people. Let us prove to them that through these type of upasanas, there is antakana shuddhi, there is dhana shuddhi, there is a fulfillment, there is a pleasing of those particular devatas, and with their blessings, everything goes on systematically. Further dhana is required. कभी भी धन कमाने में गलती नहीं है, बट कैसे कमा रहे हो, किसके लिए यूज कर, earn righteously, use righteously and spiritual. Shri Kama, I am telling. Bhagavan Shankara in the introduction, he said Shri Kama. Then the other one, the first one actually before this, Medha Kama. Without the Medha Shakti, which is a Lakshana of the Shuddha Sattva Guna, neither we understand how and why the world is like this, nor we understand how and why I have to be in this world and what to do. Never I will be able to understand what is taught to me and why it is taught to me by the Gurus, called as values, called as spirituality, and never ever I will be able to understand the Upanishads and the Brahma Vidya that is given in us. मेधा नहीं है तो ये क्या पंचकोश है, ये क्या तीन देह है, क्या ये आत्मा अनात्मा विवेक है, कुछ भी पल्ले नहीं पड़ेगा. And unfortunately, we for a long period of our life have medha to live a world outside successfully, professionally. But when it comes to spiritual medhas, we all lack it so much. ऐसे बुद्धू खोजू के लिए जाके बैठते हैं और सिर्फ भजन कीर्तन चाहिए हमको. वो भी पीछे एक ठेका वाला ले लो और ऐसे उल्टा ताली बजाओ जो मेन सिंगर का, बाद में जो प्रसाद में मिलने वाला है. दिस इज नॉट बैड बट इट्स नॉट गुड, दैट इज नॉट द ओनली थिंग. वी हैव टू द मेधा शक्ति of remembering all mantras, their bhashyam, their meaning, and always aware of that to implement that in our life as sadhana. Then only बढ़ेंगे ना आगे. सुबह का क्लास दोपहर, दोपहर का क्लास शाम को भूल गए तो मेरे को फायदा होता है. आई कैन टेल सेम थिंग. How important is Medha Shakti? And the trick in Medha Shakti, which I am invoking for me and you all also, is what? भगवान जो जो चीज याद रहनी है वही याद रहे, जिसको बोलना है वो भूल भी जाए. सारे दुख याद रहते हैं, सुख याद नहीं रहता, द्वेष याद रहता है, प्रेम याद नहीं रहता. दिस ऑल रॉन्ग. Is it not? That is a negative mind, negative intellect, which remembers all bad things done, which never remembers all good things. And such a stupid we are. This person gave me 100 times love. One time he hated me. I remember that one hating, and hundreds loves I forget. And who is at fault or misery at that? I only am miserable. If I am wise, what I should do? अरे यार इतना प्रेम दिया, इतना हेल्प किया, आप थोड़ा सा दुख दे रहा है, धोखा दे, कोई गल नहीं, छोड़ दो. That is called medha. Sri Ram Bhagwan has medhas. His medhas is what? Somebody does little help, even little, he will remember it throughout life. That the Gilahari ka help jo कहते हैं ना, all the time. And anybody does any much of the mistake, like Ravana, troubled so much. He explains to Vibhishan, यार मरने तक के शत्रु हो गए, जितना तुम्हारे भाई है वो मेरे लिए भी है, do the अंतिम संस्कार. You have studied it in Valmiki Ramayana, no? You were with me. हो गया. That is मेधस. श्री राम जी मेधस. देखो सीता जी को छोड़ दिया, नो इज बिजी इन हिज राज्य परिपालना. देयर इज नो इल फीलिंग, देयर इज नो हेट्रेड, देयर इज नथिंग. बट मेधा, मेधस में क्या है? एट हायर लोअर लेवल, what to forget, what to remember for the smooth conduct of the life with ourselves, with the people around. Second level of medhas is about spirituality, where the goal of the life is remembered always. Aham brahmasmi anubhava is the goal. Sarvam khalu idam brahma is the goal. Sarvatma bhava is the goal. Then toward that goal, what are the sadhanas? In general, in sequence, and particularly today and now. I must know. The highest medhas is, if I am talking to you, this talking of mine to you should tune me to the Parabrahma. Only that thing I should talk, no other thing. That's called as the highest level of medhas. Along with memory of the shlokas, memory of the bhashya, or the meaning at least, and the sequence in that, the connectivity of all sadhana, connection between karma yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, is called medhas. And also guru upasana, guru upasadana. We should know why viveka, why vairagya, why samadhi sampada. all that clarity पक्का हमारे साथ हमेशा है तैयार, then we have full मेधस. Otherwise, we are partially, partly spiritual when we are in the class in front of the Guru or in front of the book. Other time, no Vedas, forgot. We become as worldly as anybody. So, oh Lord, may that not happen to me. 24 hours I am spiritual, I am seeker, I am the seeker of only the truth, no other thing. To that height we have to go. That comes when we have Medas. And Medha Kamana is done here. Clear? So again I am saying, Yah Chandasam iti. यश छंदसाम जो मंत्र हम आपको पढ़ा रहे हैं, मेधा कामस्य श्री कामस्य च. For the sake of the one who is desiring Medhas, for the sake of the one who is desiring Shri. These are the mantras given guidance for them. How? Tat prapti sadhana. इन दोनों का प्राप्ति कराने वाले साधनाएं बता रहे. What are they? Japa homa. So for getting Medhas, you have to do the japa. For the getting the Shri, you have to do the homa havana. So the Havana Homa was the Vaidika period. Thereafter Upasanas came. Thereafter no Stotra Vadnam. Kanakadara Stotra Pado, the Shri will come. Mahalakshmi Ashtakam Pado, the Lakshmi will come. Ashtalakshmi Stotra Pado, it will come. That was the period later. Little earlier, it was the Upasana of or Ashtottara, Shatanama, Sahasranama, or Abhisheka Deva. Before that, this Yajna was done for the Shri Sampada. So the Sri Sukta and all of them, through that the yajna is done, then Mother Lakshmi blesses. So all the Dhana Sampadadi will come to us through yajna. And two yajnas are, one is the Vedic yajnas of Havan, Swahakar जिसमें होता है. Second yajna is our contribution to the world, our duty, our job, our naukari. This is also yajna. Then you get salary, you get promotion, you get increment, you get bonus, you get all the funds. This is also the yajna only. नहीं करोगे नौकरी तो पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे? लाइक आई एम डूइंग दिस सत्संग, ए वे इट इज यज्ञ. कुछ नहीं करूंगा, आप खाना नहीं दोगे मेरे को. दिस ऑल्सो यज्ञ. दिस दो ज्ञान यज्ञम, बट ऑल्सो एन यज्ञ वेयर आई एम वर्दी टू लिव ऑन दिस वर्ल्ड. फॉर माई लाइफ व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय दैट श्री माता. Okay, yajna for Sri, and for the sake of Medha, we have to do the japa. Japa is always a repetition of the same mantra. Mantra is repeated for concentration, but while repeating the mantra with concentration, every time our desire for what we want should become more stronger and stronger, and our faith in the one whom we are asking should become stronger and stronger. That's called as japa. Any japa, like Om Namo Narayanaya, it's all going on regularly. The mantra ucharana repeatedly happening concentratedly. That's only one part of japa. The second part is what? Third part, second, third. Second is in that there is a kriya. I am doing salutations to Narayana. That's the meaning, na? Narayanaya Namah. That has to be repeatedly, deeply done till the bhava of the Sharanagati comes. In the japa, this is to be added. Then he will ask us, why are you doing namaskar to me? Then what you want? That is subjective. Somebody wants this worldly sukha bhoga. Somebody wants freedom from all immediate temporary problems. Somebody wants svarga adi. And you and I want antakarana shuddhi and jnana. Japa remains same. Om Namo Narayana. Blessings come. But what you want, depending on that, Lord will give. That's called as japa. So here, the Medha Kama through this mantra japa. Sri Kama by doing the Havana Adi through the next mantras. That is given. So Uchete. Now tat prapti sadhana japa homau. It's a dual case. Uchete. Then Samendro Medhaya Sprunoto is giving a proof. देखो स इंद्र में मेधया स्पृणोतु. मैं अपने सर से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, जो मंत्र में है वही बता रहा हूँ. So may he endow me or bless me with medha. See, therefore medha kamana is there. Then tato me shriyamavaha. In the next mantra you will see tato me shriyamavaha. May the Lakshmi Devi be pleased with me and come to me. See, the proof is there. So, though he is Advaita Pravakta, Adi Shankara, when the Shruti Mata, when the seeking of Medas as wealth is there, he will not fight with. He will explain that and he will connect it with the main theme of Advaita. That is what we have shown in the beginning. Unless we do Homa Adi, we will not have Antakarna Shuddhi. And that for that you need the wealth. Therefore, Sri Kama is required for sadhana. पुरुषार्थों में अर्थ काम धर्म सबकी जरूरत है साधना. Here also the Medha Kama, only then what Guru is teaching, we will be able to remember. Gurudev lived with both. He was Sri Kama, that is a full of richness, lavishness. He will fly in the flight. He will wear all silken clothes. He will be full Sri Kama. कोई क्या कहने दो. I have lived my earlier life as a sannyasi like a pauper in all Himalayas. Now I want to be Sri Kama. Not that bhogi, never, not at all. But he never compromised. Sri Kama. And Medha Kama. Gurudev, so much of wisdom, so much of knowledge of all Shastras, of everything. And with that, he did not make his own some political party to become minister. Somebody called yesterday night and he asked me, Swamiji, I want to discuss with you how Gurudev started HP. He did it for spiritual work, not political. I want to know all the details and I want to just see to it that the credit comes to Gurudev who started it. They only are taking every credit. I told him, Sri Gurudev is only a visionary, he is a beginner. He will not involve in anything. Even it becomes spiritual, political it is serving. In nowadays, political power is more powerful than spiritual power. So let them sustain Hinduism that way. Why do you fight with them? No, they don't take Gurudev's name. Gurudev never wanted. How many people taking his name within the samstha and they are using him only? They are all secondary for the Mahatmas. So his Medha and Shri he has not used for his personal purpose. Only for Rishi Seva, Sanatan Dharma Seva, Shastra Seva, Brahma Tattva Seva. Therefore, his wealth and Medha was absolutely beautiful, fruitful. उसी का result है हम सब. See, Gurudev's anugraha only all of us, is it not? There's no doubt at all. So, in this way, we have seen Sambandha Bhashya, Tatome Shriyamama iti Linga Darshanat. Now, let us chant the mantra today, and the literal meaning I'll tell you, then we will see the Bhashya. Let us revel in that. Enjoy. धीरे धीरे हम जा रहे हैं. मैं जल्दबाजी नहीं कर रहा हूँ फॉर द रीजन मैं भी पहली बार पढ़ रहा हूँ और मुझे भी नहीं आता. स्लोली स्टेडीली वन बाय वन वर्ड. और कुछ जल्दी इंपॉर्टेंट काम मेरे को तो नहीं है, कोई नौकरी देगा नहीं इस उम्र में. सो बैठना आराम से. एंड आवर कैपेसिटी इज ओनली दिस मच. वी आर नॉट महाज्ञानी मेधावी दैट 20 hours a day we are always in study of Shastra with Bhashya. 20 minutes we are capable. More than that, for the time being, no stamina. Is it not? That much is enough. Let us enjoy whatever little we can do and do it properly. Let us chant it. This mantra from today, I am giving you target 11,000. Not every day. मर जाओगे. Throughout, जितना आपका target. You may take few months. See, make every day 540 लगा. तो आपको 30 दिन में हो जाएगा एक मंत्र. उतना नहीं होगा 108 कर दो. Then उसको 5 गुना से मल्टीप्लाई कर हो जाता. Nothing is possible if you don't commit and do. Everything is possible if we commit and do. And I will not tell such things which are not that much useful to you. And I will tell only those things which are highly beneficial. Only with faith on you, you do. And your faith is not necessary on me, on Shruti Mata. देखो इसमें टेम्पटेशन है कि नहीं. मेधा भी है, श्री भी है, दोनों मिल रहे हैं. नहीं करते और बोलते स्वामी जी मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा, मेधस काम नहीं कर रहा है, पैसे नहीं है लोग सर. हाउ डू यू इट कम? सच एन ईजी टेक्निक शंकर भगवान इज टेलिंग अस. भाई इसका जप करो, इसका हवन करो, मेधाश्री मिल जाएगा. करो. ओके. मेधा कामा श्री कामा. नाउ द मंत्र वी आर चैंटिंग. इफ यू आर टुगेदर आई वुड हैव मेड यू रिपीट, बट ऑनलाइन में हो पता नहीं, देयरफॉर मैं ही 2 बार पढ़ूंगा, आप भी सुनकर रिपीट करना. ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः. ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः. छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव. छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव. समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु. समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वाना आवहन्ति वितन्वाना कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा इतना काफी है this mantra then tomorrow we will do ठीक है now thank you for being with me and helping in this beautiful endeavor of remembering our Shruti Mata and remembering our Rishi Parampara, reminding ourselves of the main goal of our life. May you all have wonderful every moment, every day, entire life with richness of everything called as health and all, so that effortlessly we are able to do our seva to the world and dharma and sadhana for ourselves. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Vedavyasa Sadgurave Namaha Vaishampayana Sadgurave Namaha Yagnavalkya Sadgurave Namaha Adeshankara Sadgurave Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahma Arpanamastu. Thank you. Give me 10 minutes for our study of